Good evening all, I hope you're all well. It was the Danglers comp that I did on Saturday, so I'm out again now. It's Tuesday and we've got a tiny window in these storms that we're having at the moment, and actually it's been howling 30-35 mile an hour winds all day. It's just dropped off and I've come to Norton Wall because it's just around the corner. We've got southwesterlies, but it's coming over the top. I'm not feeling hardly a breath of wind here at the moment. I'm hoping it's going to stay like it all night. It's just gone 5 o'clock. High tide is between sort of 10 and 12. It's quite a long high and it's quite a big tide tonight. So I'm hoping, being as it's a bit stormy, and but I'm in a sheltered spot, I shouldn't do too bad, but we will see. So I'm going to get my gear set up. I've already started, and get some baits in the water. I'll go through the rigs and stuff. But yeah, I'm hoping. Like I say, I haven't really been having some very good sessions. I mean, I didn't blank the other night, which is great, and I had a little bull hustle, which is really cool. But it didn't score me any points. So, and I think 4 or 5 of us didn't. So it wasn't too bad. I wasn't dismayed afterwards, which is a good sign. But yeah, it'd be really nice to try and pull something out. So I've basically got the leftover bait. Accidentally left my black lug outside, so that's been outside for 3 days. So I don't know how it's going to do, but I'm going to bind it up, and hopefully it'll put something up, even if it's just a pout. But yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. It is so still here, and I can look over to Fort Victoria, and there's some pretty decent swell, some white horses over there and stuff. So I've picked prime spot, I think. So it may well get busy down here later because everyone's going to be coming down, or everyone's just going to not bother, coming out because it is due to be 35 mile an hour winds again and rain. So I'm under the trees, widowmakers, but hey, let's get some bait in the water anyway. All right, let's quickly show the rigs. Yeah, I got a bit of a on Saturday. I was tightening up my reel seat, and the threaded piece, the piece that is on the thread that tightens up, bloody split. So I've had to put some tape on it, and I'm begrudged to take it off and to replace that, because I've got to then take that off. But yeah, if any of you got any ideas, I might just super glue it and tape it, I don't know. But yeah, it's not ideal. But yeah, so basically on the 13'2" rod, which has got the braid, I've got some size 2.0 hooks at the moment, but I am going to interchange it. That's got a whole black lug tipped with squid, and that's on that clipped one up, one down. That one drops down, so it's right on the bottom. 5-ounce lead. On the other side, I've got just a standard pulley pennel, and I've got half a launce and half a sand eel wrap there. So let's clip these up and get them out. I've got my 2 spare rigs there ready to go, ready to be baited up. This one is slightly smaller hooks, so just size 1s on this one, and that's just literally just a 2-hook flapper, but very short snoods, so I might actually change that in a minute before I bait it up. I'm not entirely sure. And then another pulley. So basically I'm going to be firing out 1 pulley on one side, and a 2-hook of some description on the other side. But yeah, let's get them out. There we go, we're out. In my haste, I've forgotten to put my tip lights on again, but hey ho, I'll put them on when I change the bait. I recast that first one straight away because there's a buoy just to the left of me in front, and I overshot it by quite a way, and the tide is moving left to right, and it's just as well because as I reeled in, it just whipped into it, and I just pulled it and it just popped out right next to it. So I'm glad I've moved it. I had a stunning cut. I nearly let go of the rod. It absolutely fired out on that that Tidal XR, my new one. So that's well out there. Not such a great cast with the other one. But hey, man, they're both in the water, so I'm not that fussed. Yeah, so I'm just going to sit back. I'm going to have a quick bite to eat and keep an eye on these rods, and hopefully I get to show you guys a fish, because I haven't really shown you a decent one for a little while. I'm not really targeting anything as usual. There's a couple of species that I would like to catch, obviously, and I am chucking baits out for it, but I'm not going to jinx myself. I'm just out fishing and enjoying the evening, because it's super still here. It's howling over there, absolutely howling. Super dark, super grey behind me. Just make out one of the lighthouses. Look in the distance there. In fact, it's not the lighthouse, it's the boy sconce, I think it is, the one just off of Fort Victoria. But yeah, it's not looking too pretty out. But yeah, hopefully light is just about to go. Need to get some light sorted out. Hopefully get into a fish or two. Let's see. Yeah, so I have changed my mind. I think the slews on this are too short, so I am going to change them for something longer. I didn't have time to wait for a second cast. I've put the tip lights on now because the light has gone so quick. It's super overcast. There's a little bit of drizzle coming through, but not massive. I've got pretty well. I've got high hopes for tonight, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm feeling good about it. Yeah, so I've definitely can definitely hear a change in the tide. So it's obviously on the push now. I've got down here probably pretty much bang on low tide, and it's really starting to run now. I can hear it starting to lap up as it's whipping around the corner. So I think the next couple of casts I'll have to keep a bit closer in just so it doesn't whip around to the right. But yeah, I think we're good. It's super sheltered here, man. I am chuffed. Yeah, so I'm going to pull up a pew and relax for a bit. Well, there we go. First bait change. Nothing's touched the black lug at all. But like I say, it's been sat outside for 3 days, so I wasn't kind of expecting it to. But something's bitten off my hooks on the other bait. So yeah, it could be a conger maybe, or I don't know, it could be crabs. But it's what have I got on there? 30-pound amnesia, so it's quite thick. And like I just said, I was going to keep them a lot closer in, and I totally haven't done that. I've just launched them out, and now I can see them really moving in the tide. Pulled a little bit of eelgrass in this time, so tide is definitely running now. But I need to sort out that other rig again now, rebait the other one, and contemplate on bringing those in. Ooh, exciting. So right hand rod is getting a couple of little rattles. I put out some smaller hooks. I changed the rig. I didn't like that rig, and I put out the same style, put like a clipped one up one down with a dropper, and I put some it's only got size 1 hooks on it, so I put some really small sandeel and squid wraps. Something's having a go anyway. And yeah, and the hooks, the line near where the hook was is all chafed, so I think something's had hold of it and has literally bitten through the line. And on that one, I've got a whole king prawn shell on and everything on the pulley panel, but I've got a feeling it's been moving ever since I chucked it out, just bobbing like that. So whether or not it's because it's swinging around in the tide, or it's picked up some weed already. But yeah, signs are good so far. So I've been fishing for maybe an hour. I haven't even looked. But I've definitely picked the right spot in the sense of out of the weather. It's super sheltered. Got all the trees there. There's absolutely zero wind right where I am at the moment. It's stunning. So I'm getting some little rattles again on the right hand rod. That's the rod that I've got the 2 smaller hooks on, the flapper rig. I had some really good rattles a minute ago, and I reeled into it, and one of the baits was gone on the bottom. I am trying to sit on my hands, like everyone says, you know, just to try and leave it develop. So this time, I'm going to just leave that for basically until I do a bait change. Whatever it is obviously quite small. But the tide has slowed up running. It's a little bit drizzly now, but it's not too bad, to be honest. Yeah, so I'm still hopeful. I think I've been down here maybe an hour and a half. I don't really know. I still haven't checked the time, so I've just been enjoying the peace and quiet, to be honest. But yeah, fingers crossed we can just pull one fish out. Well, while I'm sitting here waiting for the, there we go, see my tip lights behind me there, waiting for the hopeful bite. It's quite mad. I can hear the, and actually see the wind on the sea about 40 yards out. I'm still not really getting much of it. It's picked up a little bit here, but it's playing with my rods, but yeah, I'm not feeling it. So every time I'm seeing it go, I'm thinking it's a bite. I have, in fact, if I do it like that, I have had a couple of knocks, but yeah, missed them. But while I'm waiting, I did want to just take the opportunity again to say thank you for all your support. Thank you to all the subscribers and all the viewers, because there's a lot of you that do view and for whatever reason don't subscribe, and that's fine. But yeah, there's quite a few people that I just wanted to give a shout out to, really, and just say thank you, not individually but as a group thing. I have now got channel membership, which I put on the other day, and if that's interesting to any of you, then please stop by onto the channel page and just have a little nose at that. I've put it at the bare minimum as the membership fee. There's a few perks on there and stuff, you know, a little freebie. But yeah, if anyone wants to stop by and have a look at that, that'd be much appreciated. If not, likewise, I still appreciate you viewing. So thank you very much, all of you. Here we go. Quickly, definitely my lens is definitely misted up on here. Let's have a quick wipe, see if that changes anything. No. But anyway, so this is the next 2 rigs I've got going out. This is a 2 hook. This is the size 2.0s. I've got the smaller size 1s out there at the moment. So again, whole rag that's been bound up on a needle first to keep it all together, so it's nice and neat. Tipped off with a little hunk of squid there, and the other one is down there. And then there we've got one of the bigger squid that was in the pack. It's probably a good 5 inches. So I've got that all wrapped up on a pennel, and those 2 are about ready to go out. I'm going to give these other baits out another sort of 10 minutes. You can see the one on the right there is sort of hanking right over. I think it's picked up a bit of weed again. The one on the left hasn't, which is strange, and the one on the left is further out. So yeah, I'm going to try and change some distances in a minute, and see if we can't get something, because it's been a bit quiet. We've had a few taps, but nothing is taken. So, but like I said, I've only been down here for about 2 hours, so fingers crossed we can get something. Keep saying fingers crossed. So hopefully we'll get something. Oh. Right, I've just chucked those baits in super close. Well, when I say super close, maybe 30 yards, 40 max. Certainly the one on the right with the two black lug and tip with squid, that's probably about 30 yards. The other one with the big whole squid is probably about 40 yards. Going to experiment a little bit with range today, or tonight, because normally I just fling them out pretty much as far as I can. But yeah, today I'm just going to I'm going to keep, maybe I'll just do the whole lot, rest them just a bit closer in, maybe like 2/3 of a cast. Because when the tide's pushing in, where I'm fishing, there's always water as well. So, it's always a bit. Well, all of my sessions recently have been hit and miss, but fishing here has been hit and miss. I haven't had anything decent out of it. But the West Wight danglers who I fish with in the comps, a lot of their records are caught from here, so I know there's some good fish here. But February fishing, mid-Feb. But you'd like to think I can still winkle something out, but we'll keep trying. Ah, yes! Save the blank. Dogfish, only a dogfish, but it's a pretty decent one, to be honest. Not a bad fish. And that was on that whole squid, big lump of squid, and pretty close in as well. So I'm super chuffed. I was beginning to wonder whether I was going to get a fish or not. It's taken, God, what, 2.5 hours, 3 hours? But yeah, we got ourselves a doggy. Well chuffed. Thrilled, man. I'm so chuffed you wouldn't believe. I know it's only a dogfish, but like I said, I've had a few disappointing sessions of late. So yeah, so I'm super pumped about that. I've just chucked him in closer again, and on this time on the right hand rod I got it's a smaller hooks this time, the size 1s, and I've just got some really small bits of prawn, just to see if I can pick something up. I mean, just something small, something interesting, a rockling, pouting, anything, to be honest. And then on the left hand rod, now I've just got probably half a fillet of mackerel, just to see if there's maybe a conger, something like that. But I'm going to go and rig those two rigs up again, bait those two rigs rather. And yeah, hopefully get ready for another bite. They're nailing these baits, both hooks. I've got to get the, I can't remember what it's called. One of those. Bonus. Yeah, the T-bar. Yeah, they work really well. I had to use it on that other dogfish as well. This one is really, really lively. But yeah, man, here we go. So that's two dogfish. That's two casts on that rod. The very next bait. So I want to get that straight back out with a new fresh bait on, and hopefully we can pick ourselves up another one. But yeah, I'm super chuffed about that too. If only I could get him in a comp, then I'll be doing all right. Stoked. So yeah, two fish now. That's brilliant. Yeah, two dogfish. It's only dogfish, but you know, I'll take it. It's better than a blank. And they're mega in size. They're pretty decent size ones, to be honest. It'd be nice if I could get a couple like that in the comps, but you know, can't have everything. But yeah, so I've chucked those baits out again. Chucked some fresh ones out. I've got a black lug and tipped with squid on one hook, on the two hook with 2 O's this time. And then I've got half a launch on the bottom, and then on the other one I've got squid again. So I've had 2 dogfish, 1 on squid and 1 on mackerel. But we've got a bit of a back eddy going on at the moment. The rod, the lower one there, you can see it, maybe see it bouncing around a little bit. So yeah, so basically now it's swinging opposite to where it should be swinging with the tide. But that's because we're getting close to that first sort of dip of the high tide. It normally happens here. It happens quite a lot around in Solent. But yeah, so a bit of a back eddy. We'll fish through it. I've still got some bait, so we'll keep chucking out in the hope we might get something different. But bring on the dogfish. That's what I say. I'm really struggling to hold bottom at the moment. My rod just went over. I was a bit gutted about. I was bringing in the other one and I wasn't paying attention, and obviously it picked up some weed and stuff. And with that back eddy I was talking about, it's super strong. At the moment both rods are just going like this, and they've got 6 ounce. I've switched up to 6 ounce, and they're just about holding bottom, but with that eelgrass that comes through, it just keeps adding a bit of weight, adding a bit of weight, adding a bit of weight. Before you know it, it trips the lead, or it lifts the lead, and then it just swings around and just takes everything with it. I've got one more rig made up, which is it's a launch, but I've cut it in half and bound it together. Basically just trying to use up the leftover bits that I've had, you know. I'm hoping this is going to ease up in the next like 20 minutes or so. It's been rushing now for probably about best part of half an hour. But I was hoping with the 6s it would just dig in and just hold, but it's not. But yeah, we'll give it another half an hour. Like I say, I want to chuck. I've got a bait rigged up, so I've got a bait rigged up. I've got a rig baited up, so I'm going to chuck that out at the very least, even if it just goes out 10 yards. Yeah. So what I've done is I've walked up, and I'm up tiding. I think it's up tiding. Anyway, who am I kidding? I don't know. But what I've done is I've walked up that way anyway. At the moment, the back eddy is pushing the tide that way, so I've walked up that way, cast over there, and then walked back. So I'm casting into the tide, which I believe is up tided, in the hope that it will just sort it out a little bit. And if a weed comes on, then it will go up the line rather than taking it down. And let's see if that works. But the rain has come in now. It's like I say, it's just gone 10, so it was forecast to pretty much exactly now. But we'll give those a little bit anyway, and see what happens. Oh, there we go. I had an inkling there might have been something on there. Just the way it was bouncing and bouncing in the tide. And sure enough, got ourselves another little dogfish. Bit smaller this one. But hey man, it's fish. I've had 3 tonight. You know, if I'd have had these on Saturday, it would have won. So yeah, no, I'm really pleased. Really pleased. So yeah, 3 dogfish, and basically they've all been in the last hour and a half, 2 hours. About 2 hours. But yeah, wicked, man. Let's get this one back anyway quickly. Stunning little creatures. Something having a go at the one that I uptided. That's got the launch. That other little one, that one I just had then, that was on a size 1 hook with a tiny little bit of mackerel on there. But definitely looks like there's something going on that one now. So I've had 3. There's probably another dogfish. No, nothing on there that time. Basically, I think it was just weed had got on there, and where it was running was going down the line. I think it's where it judders. I think it's just making it go like that. So I really was pretty positive actually there was a fish on, but no fish. So anyway, I'm going to do one. I've had 3 fish, so I'm super chuffed. Rain's starting to come in now. It's getting on to about 10:15, 10:30. Yeah, so it's time to pack up, man. So thank you ever so much for stopping in. If you have, or obviously if you've seen this, then you will have and stopped in. But yeah, thank you for watching. And like I said earlier, I really massively do appreciate all of your support, all of the people that have subscribed, all the people that just view it and haven't yet subscribed, or whether they're thinking about subscribing or whatever. But thank you all, and like I say, until the next one, take care, stay safe, and maybe I will see you out there. Cheers.